Good morning, Top Gun Options members, and I guess maybe non-members. Welcome to another kind of emergency pre-market intel brief. I knocked one out last night, yesterday morning, Saturday. Let me remind you, don't get used to those, folks. This is first of all, these are free videos. I got a text from a guy or an email from a guy last night, like, "Hey, where's the Sunday video?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't work over the weekends. I'm doing these, to be a good brother here, so I don't need to catch any grief here and I just filmed a quick at sunset out on the beach. You should go watch Deeper Thoughts by Wiz about what I think is going to happen and stuff like that. But real quick, I got to address some stuff here. This is the type of stuff that doesn't work here at Top Gun Options. Andre Ha. 6 hours ago, so at 1:42 in the morning, after in that video I said we're closed at midnight, it's technically on me. My techies didn't take the page down at midnight. God forbid they sleep. So this guy signs up at 1:42 in the morning, an hour and 42 minutes after I say we're closed. Strike one. Strike two, I just signed up for Max, got nothing that was supposed to be available immediately. That's wrong. Only an invoice. Yeah, when you pay for something, you get a receipt that you paid for it. What the heck? Question mark. Was expecting action recons for morning. Sad face. Dude, we're not going to get along. First of all, you got everything you immediately paid for. Here's what you paid for. Access to 4 live trade briefs this week, 3 manuals, and 8 full throttle sessions. You paid for nothing other than that. You get text and email alerts. But I'm sorry, when you bought, you were supposed to get a text and email alert about what to do at the open. You're not going to fit in here, dude, unless you change your tune. I don't give trade recommendations. I tell folks what I'm doing. I'm not recommending any trade whatsoever. You have to fly and fight your own airplane, man. And this is just the wrong mentality to be starting off with me. Here's what a lot of you need to do who just got here. You need to go underneath this member content tab right here. Go over to the Getting Started video. Why? Because that's what you need to do before you get started, is watch a brief on everything we do here at Top Gun Options. Okay, not going to put up with people like this, folks. I just boot them. I'll give you a refund and you can leave if you're going to be a pain in the ass. So find out what we actually do here and what you actually bought. These extra videos, these extra text alerts and emails, I've been burning the midnight oil, folks, for a month. And at this opening bell this morning, I am going to make more millionaires, or I'm not going to make them. You guys made yourself millionaires at the open today. I'm doing cocktail napkin math here, from the airlines to it's insanity what's about to happen here. Hold on, E-Trade. Let me get up some of my accounts here. It's going to be. We'll talk about what the purpose of this pre-market video is to tell you at the open and what I think is going to be going on here. So, but this is going to be absolute insanity. JetBlue, our JetBlue and Delta airline puts everything's going to explode. MGM is shut down, Wynn shut down, all of those puts. Let's step through them here. What's Wynn doing right now? Wynn is down 13.5%. All these puts are probably going to make 6 figures today, folks. And I have people complaining. 19% for MGM, Delta Airlines, DAL, 5%, JetBlue, 12%. How about Brazil, the EWZ, 15%. Disney. What did I tell you about Disney? It went through 101 on Trump's bullshit cheerleading rally. I said, sell into that, buy some more puts. It's down 11%. It'll be below $90 today, easily. So, hey, man, for you just showing up, we've been doing this for a month and a half, okay? So if you're going to show up and act like this, man, you're going to be gone, okay? There is another 10. I predicted this last week. I said the market's got another 10% to the downside. 10%. I'm making this prediction. The market's got another 10 to 20% more to the downside. I'll talk about what we're doing here in a couple minutes at the open, what I'm doing here in a couple minutes at the open. But, man, this is bad, okay? I don't want people like this at Top Gun Options. We are a tight, close-knit squadron, and I can already tell this type of person is going to be getting off on the wrong foot. So Full Throttle Max is closed. That's it. The $29.95 is closed, or it's not, and I'm going to raise it to $49.95 if you, because we have to limit access, folks. This is because I don't want people like that guy coming in here. I don't want the unwashed masses climbing over the wall here. We're done. We're going to lock this down. The only thing I'm going to let you get in now is the solo Amazon. This is the service where we just trade Amazon and the XLY, which is a good proxy for an ETF for Amazon. The solo Amazon portfolio is up 140 grand in the past month. But I'm not doing monthlies. Absolutely not. $97 a month will get 1,000 people in there, and I don't want that. Don't need the money and don't want the people. I will let you do a solo Amazon annual membership. That's a 25% discount anyway off the monthly. That's the only thing you can do. If you bought the $29.95 full throttle max, you do not get access to solo Amazon. Hence the name Solo Amazon. It is not part of Full Throttle. Okay, so if you bought Full Throttle Max, you get access to 4 live trade briefs a week. This is an additional live trade brief out on its own called Solo Amazon. Kind of an ass-paying URL here. I'll try and put the link out, but freeze your screen right now and write this down. Again, with taking down the Full Throttle Max page, my techies are going to make a nicer URL out of this. This is like a booger eater URL, but it's go.topgunoptions.com/solo-Amazon AMZN-order-form. That's your typical techie URL right there. I'm like, well, it is what it is. I'm like, make it /solo annual. They're like, oh, okay. So that's getting done sometime soon this morning. Go.topgunoptions.com/solo-Amazon-order-form. Okay, no monthlies, folks. Nope, no $97 a month, folks. And my techies at midnight last night were supposed to take down all the trials on our homepage. A bunch of people still sneaking in through the back door, so to speak, with trials. $28 for 7 days. No. Seriously, folks, it's insane. All right, we got to talk here. So the chickens are coming home to roost. The VIX is broken, folks. The VIX didn't even open yet this morning due to limit down on E-mini futures. I've never seen this before. Even when I was in the Board of Trade and the CBOT, when the VIX hit 90, we're breaking. This is breaking. We're futures limit down right now. Hey, Donald, how's that buy stocks tweet look? Oh, that's right. You deleted it. He deleted yesterday morning his tweet that said biggest stock market rise in history. He short squeezed the hell out of the market and he hurt people. And now they're going to get slammed. If you bought stocks based on Donald Trump's bullshit cheerleading press conference Friday afternoon and you lose money this morning, you have 2 people to blame, him and you. So the Fed's out of bullets. This will be, you can now that, for Mr., I deserve everything signing up at 1:42 in the morning, you need to watch the Getting Started video. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. And then you need to go watch the Full Throttle training before we do weekly options at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then you need to watch last week's briefs and get up to speed. Okay, give me a vertical head nod and acknowledge. Because this is just absolute insanity. I've predicted this right here. I said, this isn't panic selling. People are like, what? This is nuts. I'm like, we're not even close to panic selling. That's not panic selling. This was the first nibble at panic selling. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, you're going to get a taste of panic selling. Why? I warned you that the Fred Sanford would happen when the Federal Reserve stepped in with an atom bomb to stabilize markets, and markets don't care. That day has happened. That was a career call, and it has happened today. And it will happen tomorrow and the next day if they don't close the markets. When I was driving to Starbucks and to the beach this morning to watch sunrise, probably the last time for the next 2 weeks I'm going to do that. We are going to shelter in place, folks. I'm going to listen. Assume, and I saw, who was it, somebody smart this morning on somewhere said, assume everybody has it. How about that? Your mindset should be everybody is infected. That will keep you in your house for 2 weeks. The president is meeting with the G7 at 10, I think, and then governors at 11 or 11:30. Then he's going to invoke the rest of the Stafford Act and shut down the federal government. When there ain't no FAA controllers going into work, do you think airliners are flying? No, it's over with. So he's going to more or less tell or ask governors to shut down. Remember, folks, this is America. We're a republic. Unless he invokes martial law, I can't even believe those words just came out of my mouth. Martial law, people don't have to quarantine. I showed you yesterday that some asshole in Kentucky is like, I'm infected, I'm not quarantining, I'm going out. And now he's under armed guard. Idiots like this, folks. The only reason it's leveled off in China and gone down is because they took somebody like that and threw him in the back of a truck and you never saw him again, or they went to some camp. This hasn't even started yet. The infections haven't peaked. This hasn't started, folks. So, all right, enough of that, because I'm done with the doom and gloom. We are literally going to make millionaires at the open. If you're just showing up, remember this, folks. You might have missed out on this, but who cares? We're going to go lower. We're going to eventually bottom out of this thing if they keep markets open. The SEC director said, we plan on keeping markets open. Secretary Mnuchin, to his credit, said, no, financial markets need to run. If they shut down the markets, folks, that will be an epic failure in this country. There will be a run on banks, your brokerage accounts frozen. Do you think stopping markets is actually going to make people calm or make them panic? Staring at your brokerage account for 2 weeks as it's not moving? Knowing that most likely when the market reopens, that even after all this, it's going to go up? No, man. So if markets so here's my open game plan. So whatever your Andre's name is, here's the deal, folks. All of these puts that I have on across the portfolios are probably going to be up 6 digits. We were at what, $2 million right before Trump's short squeeze. The 5 portfolios are most likely going to double to quadruple in value. Okay, so congratulations to all the new TGO millionaires. This is going. I can't wait to hear of your success. And again, I'm going to say this: I don't take pleasure in people who are going to blow out today, whose funds are going to blow out, whose 401ks are going to all the pain. But listen to me, man. I'm Gordon frickin' Gecko. For every buyer, for every bull who believed this bullshit run up, I told you, man. I predicted this. I said there will be a mid to late January sell-off and a February shit show. Print that. Take it to the bank and put that on my tombstone. Freaking nailed it. So for all the folks that got suckered in, for all the buyers, there were sellers, and that's what makes a market. There's a buyer and there's a seller. So for all the people getting wiped out today, there are people like us that are going to become millionaires. Suck on that. Period. That's me as Gordon Gecko. Me in a flight suit, and as an American, I can't stand somebody else being in pain. I'm an empath, man. It sucks. It beats me down. But guess what? I got to look out for me, my family, and my members. So here's the deal. We're going to open up, and then within 7 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is, we're going to close, limit down. Then after 15 minutes of everybody staring at each other and picking their noses, we're going to open, and it's going to go even lower. So during that time, so at the open, folks, don't do anything. You can't. Like, Wiz, I want to buy American Airlines puts right at the open. Remember, folks, if you're going to try and get something at the open, you're going to have to pricing within the first couple minutes of opening, folks. Doesn't matter that we have supercomputers that move at the blink of an eye. Pricing is all over. It's going to be wild. Okay? I'm going to probably wait until that second round of insanity to look at stuff, to add to bearish positions. Okay? Now, pigs get slaughtered. If I'm looking at 5 to 6 figure profits in put positions, I'm most likely going to close, listen to me, half of those puts and let the rest of them ride. And from the massive coin that I make on closing half of those puts, I'm going to potentially add more. Okay? I'm not going to go out further than March. I'm not, because we have some April. Where's some April puts? I think Mountain, Vail Resorts. Yeah, over in the retirement portfolio, we have like Mountain out to April. Here's what I'm going to do with those Mountain type of thing. Any of the April puts that I have on, guys, I'm going to close those, period, like close them. Why? As a contingency plan in case, God forbid. Mnuchin is saying this now, folks, like, hey, we're keeping markets open, until he walks out to a podium and says, I just ordered all the markets closed. I don't want to be frozen in any bearish positions, even though most likely, if they close the markets, when they reopen them, it's going to be horrific even more. That's why I know Mnuchin doesn't want to close markets, because he knows it'll make it even worse. Now, they might close the floor, folks. The exchanges, I've worked in the CBOT, folks, and the CBO, and thousands of people work there. Now, if those organizations say, man, we can't have people coming in, well, then you kind of limit trading and stuff like that. I don't think markets will close, but I think they will get less efficient. So I don't want to be stuck holding the bag when they close markets, and I'm sitting here going, are you kidding me? Now you've really injected yourself into capitalism, and I might get screwed. I don't think that's going to happen, but as a fighter pilot, as an options trader, I plan for the worst, and when it doesn't happen, I'm pleasantly surprised. So does everybody understand that game plan? I'm not going to dump stuff immediately at the open. And some of you are like, what if there's a bounce today or something like that? Are you high? What if a bounce off the low? We're going to be down 2,000 points at one point during the day, folks. And what if it comes back up to like only down 700? Can you even believe we're in a time where people like, hey, look at that bounce? A bounce? You put a butterfly band-aid on a sucking chest wound, and that's a bounce. We're not even close to starting the bottom feed. Remember last week, folks, I gave you my 4 buy indicators. My 4 buy indicators when I'm going to do the exact opposite of everything I've done. You hear the C word, not out of Trump or Pence because they're idiots. A C word meaning containment. This thing is contained. We think it's contained out of Fauci. He's the only dude when I hear the word contained I'm going to trust. I'll buy with both hands. The other one is the V word. Once you hear somebody smart, not Trump, say, for example, Gilead or Moderna or one of the other biotech companies that says, you know what, we think we got a vaccine. Buy with both hands. Don't wait for me, folks. I'm brief. This is why we do a brief. Can't stand people that ask me questions. I'm like, did you not listen in the brief what I'm going to do? We brief for a mission in a fighter jet, so we are not talking airborne over the radio the whole time. Like, hey, what do we do now? I don't know. It's stupid. The third buy signal would be easing China travel restrictions, and the last buy signal would be easing Europe restrictions. What am I going to pound into the dirt? Everything we've been pounding into the dirt. I'm not going to go outside my lane. People sending me stuff like, hey, the theaters might implode and the theaters are closing. Let's get bearish on, cinema, AMC. I don't know any of that stuff. It sounds like a good plan. Why would I go outside of my lane and try and pound something into the dirt that I don't understand? Might work. I'm not. I'm going to add to my airline positions. Maybe even American Airlines sometime after the open when pricing stabilizes, they're going to furlough guys. The airline executives are taking pay cuts. They're cutting staff. Apparently American Airlines has reached a deal with the union. I used to be in that union. I got feelers out to figure out what's going on. Here's the danger, though. This is why if I'm going to do some American Airlines puts, they're going to be quick strike puts. Because Mnuchin said yesterday, we might be in the next inning after what we did last week is bailing out airlines and cruise ships, which I completely disagree with, but that's a drink we could talk about. I got furloughed on 9/11. They bailed out American Airlines, and I didn't get recalled. Businesses, you know what I did? I started trading full time, and that's why I'm here right now. Went from running a multi-billion-dollar company to building my own company. Why? Because I got furloughed. Okay, so if they bail out the airlines, quote unquote, they might bottom out. So you know what? I'm probably not even going to nibble in American Airlines. I got Delta, I got JetBlue. I'm going to close those things out because I think Mnuchin and Trump are going to try and give them some sort of package this week. Okay, so no nibbling at American Airlines. I take that back. Everything else, that's the game plan. So today at 1 o'clock, we have weekly options. If I'm seeing a weekly options potential trade before the brief, I'll send it out via email and text. If not, I'll see you live at 1 o'clock. I will post the replay as soon as it's done. If I see a good trade when we're in the brief, I'll send it out via text and email during the brief. And then at 3 p.m. today, we will do solo Amazon. Okay, again, if you just joined up in full throttle, you do not have access to this. This is its own standalone service. $897 for a year. It's hell of a deal. Why? Because we just trade Amazon and XLY. Okay? Go.topgunoptions.com. That's the easy part. Solo-order. Solo-Amazon-order-form. We're going to clean that up. Okay? Then tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we do the primary live trade brief, and then tomorrow night at 7, we do full throttle training. I think we're doing full throttle. This is great. Tomorrow night at 7, we do full throttle training, session 6, which is going to be bullish spreads. I'm going to tell you what bullish spreads and long calls we're going to start looking at. I'm going to have a break glass. No, we're already in the break glass in case of emergency. I'm going to brief the, cigar, cognac, stack of cash strategy, that when we're going to walk in and what we're going to buy with both hands. This is going to be an epic week. Thank you for all the nice words and comments, and holy shit, Wiz, you've changed my life. Your life hasn't even changed yet. The panic selling is about to start. I told you none of this was panic, and some folks are like, that looks like panic. I'm like, it ain't. I've been in panic selling, and I didn't even panic. And I'm not panicking now, folks. It's funny. All the idiots on Facebook accusing me of trying to. Look at all these chats, man. Holy crap. Oh, you're inciting. Dude, I ain't panicking. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting on a huge wad of cash from people like you who are saying not to panic, who are now panicking. So thank you for all your donations to my TGO members. I got to go. Going to be epic. I'll see many of you at 1 o'clock in the weekly options brief. And then if you want to join Solo Options, go ahead and get over there and grab your annual membership. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. And yeah, I have 18. There are 18 people on my private phone thread right here. It's called Afterburner Trading. And you can get into this if you shoot me an email, wiz@topgunoptions.com. That's WHIZ at Top Gun. Fellow pilots say the Chinese in Canada and Hong Kong are out and about. Jets are full. We are 2 months behind, like you said. Interesting times, but the sun will rise again. Wow. The Chinese in Canada and Hong Kong are out and about. So it sounds like China might be over this, folks. As I've predicted, this will take 2 months. This will be a horrific 2 months for this country. We will get through it, and we will be stronger. And folks at Top Gun Options are going to be a hell of a lot richer than people who were stupid. Sergeant Stryker in the sands of Iwo Jima. Life's tough. It's even tougher when you're stupid. I got to go. God bless. I'll see you later. Cheers.